They haven't released the level 90 content yet, but the choices for level 90 are Elemental Blast, which is a 12-second cooldown, does have a cast time, harnesses and directs the raw power of the elements towards an enemy target, dealing 19,673 elemental damage and increasing the caster's critical strike, haste, or mastery by 1,042 for 8 seconds. I'm assuming it's the greater of the three, so it would benefit you no matter what spec you were or what stat you were trying to stack. It is a 12-second cooldown, so that's something to take into consideration. The other option is Primal Elementalist. Your Earth and Fire Elemental totems draw forth powerful primal elementals directly from the elemental planes. These servitors are 50% more powerful than regular elementals, act as pets directly under your control, and gain additional abilities. Now, this could be sick for any tree. Obviously, I think DPS and any DPS spec would benefit from this a little bit more than Resto, obviously, because it's a DPS talent, clear cut. Unleash Fury. Your elemental weapon imbues are empowered, granting additional effects when triggered with Unleash Weapon. Flame Tongue, when Unleash Fury procs, will increase the enemy target's damage taken from your Lightning Bolt and Lava Burst abilities by 25% for 10 seconds. Wind Fury, for 8 seconds, your melee auto attacks can trigger Static Shock. That's a great enhancement ability because you're unleashing wind all the time, and it just adds on top of what Unleash Elements already does, which for Wind Fury, unleashing it deals 90% of weapon damage to the target and increases the Shaman's melee attack speed for the next 6 swings or until 12 seconds have elapsed. So on top of that, your auto attacks are triggering Static Shock. That's great. Earth Living Weapon further increases the effectiveness of your next single target heal on a targeted ally by 50%. That's huge. That stacks with the already increased bonus. Frostbrand Weapon, your leech heat from the enemy target, gaining 50% movement speed for 4 seconds. So now imagine you're in a PvP scenario. You unleash frost, you frost shock, you're slowing, but you're gaining movement speed. Think of separation possibilities in PvP. And then, of course, Rockbiter Weapon is you take 40% reduced damage from the enemy target for 5 seconds. Did someone say Shaman tanking? Finally. Rockbiter Weapon, we all know, increases threat. Shamans can use shields. I think there's a possibility that Shamans could be very effective situational off-tanks from what I've seen based on this talent. If you have Rockbiter equipped on your main hand and you have a shield, you have good damage reduction, every time you unleash Rockbiter Weapon, you take 40% reduced damage for 5 seconds. Okay? The cooldown on Unleash Elements is 15 seconds. So that means for 5 out of every 15 seconds, you'll be taking 40% reduced damage. Now, if somebody actually knows the situation and is going to be healing you, and you spec into other specific talents, okay, that increase, like remember we talked about Echo of the Elements. When one of your spells causes damage or healing, you have a chance to gain Echo of the Elements, duplicating the spell's effect. So now imagine duplicating heals on yourself. You're taking reduced damage, okay? So it seems like there's the possibility. You've got the Stone Bulwark Totem Astral Shift on 2-minute cooldown. Stone Bulwark Totem, Echo the Elements, Unleash Fury, Rockbiter. You know, if the tank goes down and you're on trash and you've killed everything but one, or if you're on a boss and the boss only has 5% health left, you macro in a gear swap, which says, I am taking over as tank, focus all heals on me, you know, in the enhanced spec. You drop a shield on, you have a whole different gear set, and, you know, it's possible that you could be effectively tanking, which I already do that anyways, but this makes it even easier, it looks like. But in any event, that pretty much sums up everything that I think from my overview of enhancement, having played it. I think those are the best enhancement talents. I've gone over some of the basic changes to enhancements. Shamans, I think that the most interesting ones are Lava Lash and Searing Flames. Lava Lash, I just wanted to touch on one more thing about Lava Lash. Not only does Lava Lash consume the 5-stack, but it also spreads your Flame Shock to nearby targets. Now, that being said, Fire Nova is an enhancement-only ability now. So, and it still procs off Flame Shock. Whichever target you're attacking with Flame Shock causes the AoE. So it makes the AoE more effective, because even if you have to switch targets, chances are, if you've Lava Lashed the initial target, if you start off with a Flame Shock, switch to a Storm Strike, and then Lava Lash before you switch, you will be able to Fire Nova off of any target. So that's my final thought on that. Overall, I think the changes are good. I was actually, when I first started playing, I actually played for quite some time without any talent spect, and I was able to down mobs effectively, and it was a little slow, but once I put the talents in, I mean, you know, the starting zone, if you're in 378 plus gear, you're going to actually have better gear than the quests reward you initially. So unlike BC and Wrath of the Lich King, where every quest gave you better than tier gear as far as weapon and armor rewards, the weapon and armor rewards are 372 eye level. So if you have 378 or higher, you can keep that stuff. You can keep your Raid Finder gear until you're, you know, 86. You'll probably start replacing it around 86, 87, but it gives you some time to use it, and it makes you effective in the new zones. So that's my recap of Enhancement Shaman. Just keep your eyes open, and don't forget to subscribe. We are still doing the 3 pet giveaway. We just need to hit 150 subscribers. The second we hit 150 subscribers, I personally am purchasing and giving out those pets based on the random roll, just like we did last time. So make sure your friends know to subscribe. And that's all, Internet Kids. Doc Lariv out.